Hello, my most amazing artists. This has been such a fun week of lots of really cool art projects. And don't forget to check back. I'll be posting YouTube videos as often as I can, about maybe 3 to 4 times a week. I won't post on the weekends because that's when I'm able to film because my husband's not working next to me. That's not really loud. So just try to check back throughout the week, and don't forget Thursday is our arty party, and we'll be having some fun with that. So here we go. Today, what are we doing today, my friends? Well, how many of you have ever looked at a picture that someone has colored and it has a lot of depth and it has a lot of layers and it just looks so realistic and beautiful? Today, I'm going to introduce you to how to color exactly like that. So, it's going to be awesome. It is definitely a skill that is learned. You can do this. It's something you just got to get the hang of it, and then you'll be really, really good, and your pictures will look amazing. So if you're ready, join me as we learn all about color layering and a little bit of color theory for shadows. Here we go.
Hello friends. Alright, for this video you're going to need your messy mat just to protect your table. Excuse me. Your crayons, which again, this is the crayons that I have. We're just using what we have. And you're going to need some paper. Oops, sorry. And you're going to need some flowers. So today I have a very late blooming daffodil, and I have a half frozen iris. Look at the iris, isn't that beautiful? That's my favorite flower right there, is an iris. Daffodils are one of my favorites too. So today we are going to draw a leaf from these and practice the color theory of shadows. All right, so let's get ready. Let's start with our daffodil. And I hate to do this, but I'm just going to pull off a leaf from one of these. And you can see that is a yellow leaf. And so most people making this would just make a yellow leaf.
And they would just color a yellow leaf with a yellow crayon, right? I'm just doing a quick little outline here of this leaf. So they would just grab a yellow crayon and make a yellow leaf. However, today you are going to learn a secret. Now, it's not like a closely guarded secret, but I don't remember any of my teachers talking about it when I was in school until I was in college. So we're gonna draw that leaf again, very lightly, because as you can see, my graphite from my pencil smudged a little bit with that yellow crayon. Don't really want that to happen again. The main base color is yellow, so I'm going to color it yellow again. I'm going to leave some open spots. I don't know if you can really see that real well because the yellow is really, really light. I'm gonna leave some open spots for some, like the sun is glistening on our leaf. There we go. Yeah, my crayons are breaking. It's all right, keep going. Oh, there we go. And then when I'm ready to add shadow, I'm going to go in with the opposite of this color on the color wheel. And the opposite of yellow on the color wheel is purple. Now, I am not going to go in with this just pressing as hard as I can. I'm going to use very, very light layering. Very gentle and very light. And these are my shadows right here for my leaf. Then, a lot of times nature stuff has green in it, so I'm gonna get a green. So I can put my crayons over here where you can see them. And just go in with a little bit of soft green on that leaf. And there you go. It looks much more realistic than the first leaf that I did. And you can do this with everything. Now, if you're wanting a cast shadow, down at the bottom, I would say use gray. I don't have a gray, I have a black, but black is pretty much, can be gray if you just do it light enough. There's a little shadow there. Okay, so basically what we're talking about when we're making shadows is using the opposite of the color on the color wheel. So we just did yellow. Fix my yellow, it broke and it's causing me trouble. So we just did yellow. And the opposite of yellow on the color wheel is purple. And when we did the green, the opposite of green is the Christmas color that goes with it. It's red. And so if you did a red rose to add the shadows, you would use green. If you did, we're fixing to do this leaf for this iris that's purple, and the opposite's gonna be yellow. And you'll notice that in nature, the opposites are there a lot of the times already. Here's the opposite as the little furry stamen right here for this iris. Okay, let's do the opposite. Let's do blue. The opposite of blue is orange. And that's basically your colors right there. If you're doing an orange flower, you would do blue for the shadow. If you're doing a blue flower, you would do orange for the shadow. Now there's other colors you can use, of course, for shadows. If you're doing a green flower, but you don't want red, you can do pink. If you're doing a red flower, but you don't want that strong Christmas green, you can do a lighter green. So that lighter green and that pink would look really good together if you had a pink rose to do that for the leaves and for the shadows. If you have a turquoise blue or like a kind of greeny blue, the opposite of that, let me find my really light. Oh, actually I didn't use the right orange on this one. Oh no, that would be a darker orange. And the opposite of that aqua blue would be a lighter orange. Let's see, I have another yellow that's like a yellow ochre. That's really pretty, like an earthy kind of yellow. So you could do that if you don't want that bright yellow on your purple. It just goes on and on like this, friends. You can have so much fun with all of these colors, and you can mix and match your own. All right, let's go in with our iris leaf, our petal. I'm sorry, this is a petal. So I'm gonna draw it really quickly. And I'm not doing a whole lot of detail on this because this is really just a color mixing lesson more than anything else. And these are not that easy to draw, just really quickly. There's a lot of detail that I'm not gonna draw. All right, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with my yellow and put this fuzzy stripe down the middle that looks like a caterpillar. Fuzzy, fuzzy, fuzzy. And if you'll notice, I don't know if you can see in the camera, but there's a darker yellow here. So I can go in with a little bit of orange and darken that yellow up. I'm just layering these colors. Or I can go in with that yellow ochre that I have and darken it up. Oops, I hit the camera. Then I'm gonna move on to the purple. And it helps when you're coloring if you pay attention to where the lines are in nature. So there's a line right down the middle, and you know what? I'm right on the line for my messy mat. I'm gonna scoot that over a little bit so I don't have a bump there. Can you guys still see? It's hard to know what's on the camera and what's not on the camera. And then I'm gonna come down and I'm just gonna follow these lines. And that's gonna look the most natural. Instead of just, you know, coloring like you do when you're just trying to get through it, we want our marks to be purposeful and going the same direction as the petal. This is going to make your art look very much more realistic. It's hard to be ultra realistic, but this is gonna look a lot more real, and it will show that you have learned a new skill. And this skill is pretty cool because you can use it for all kinds of note-taking and coloring, things like that. Now up here on the leaf where I kind of have this zebra stripe effect, you can just kind of skedoodle your crayon over, skedoodle and skedaddle over the paper. There you go. Now I need this to be darker, so I'm gonna go in with a little bit more, some more lines. More and more and more. You can do a watercolor base for this first if you want. So you could paint a purple base and then go over it with crayons or colored pencils. All right, so now I've pretty much got it where I want it to be, but I don't have a lot of shadow definition in here yet. So let's get the opposite of purple, and it is yellow. We're gonna go in with the yellow. Get some of that shadow, and I'm kind of pushing hard when I start to layer. Whoa, so you can see. These crayons are super old. I think they were old when we bought them too. And they were from when my son was in pre-K, which was a really long time ago because he's 11 now. All right, so I'm just putting this shadow that's right here on my leaf. Sorry, on my petal. I keep saying leaf. I can use the right terms. Now, sometimes it doesn't always work to just do the opposite color. Sometimes your eye sees other colors in shadow, and that's really common too. This is the easiest way to do it if you're not sure what color you see in the shadow. I am seeing a little bit of blue in this shadow, so if you see another color, just grab it and use it. Don't be afraid to take risks. That's how great art is born, and that's how you learn really cool things. Look at that. That blue just looks so cool. I hope it looks good on the camera. I also see some blue in these veins on the petal, so I'm going to kind of do a few blue streaks here. There we go. And you know what else I'm seeing, guys? I'm seeing some magenta right here. So I'm going to get my magenta and just very softly add some magenta right there. And look at that. That looks so cool, doesn't it? I also see a little bit of purple right here. I might add a few little purple lines there. There you go. If you want, you can take your main color crayon and kind of push hard and do a little bit of an outline. Don't draw every single line. Leave a few of them blank. That way it looks a little bit more natural. And there you go. Now you know the secret to making some really awesome looking shadows and to drawing some really awesome flower petals. So I encourage you to go out and find some flowers and give this technique a try with your crayons. It might be kind of hard. We did have a really hard freeze this weekend, unfortunately, really late in the season. But if you can find some flowers, go out there, you know, use mine. Pause this video right now and use the iris and the daffodil and just have some fun. All right, see you later. Bye.
Time for a kitty break. Hello, Matty Cat. What you doing? Just hanging out on the back of this sofa? Yeah, that's a good place to be, isn't it? Yeah. It's nice and warm up there. Yeah.